Hello, fellow fans. I'm Mark. United with me is my co-host, the Ryan Reynolds to my Ryan Gosselin. It's Bryan.
Hey, everyone.
I was going to say he placed third in a Ryan Reynolds contest, but don't let that fool you. He's damn good looking. It's Bryan.
Third place?
Yeah.
Third place in a Ryan Reynolds lookalike? I suppose you'd be good looking to do that.
Yeah, right? I would take that. I mean, do you want to finish second?
I mean, I'd rather win, but I don't look anything like the guy.
There you go, third place. Welcome, everyone, to UWF on the Chip and Company Podcast Network. On the last episode, Bryan and I united for several parts of our epic movie themes with tons of guest host judges from our Discord and fans. Before that, we talked about Pixar favorites, best decades in cinema, so check us all out. On this rewind episode, we unite to talk about the one, the only Ryan Reynolds, and his impact in comic book movies. Now join us as UWF rewinds and starts now.
All right, let's do this one last time.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Football is life.
I solemnly swear that I am up to no good.
X never, ever marks the spot.
Is Star Wars the one with the little wizard boy?
This is the way.
Avengers! Assemble.
Chills. Literal chills.
Hello, fans. Hello, Bryan. Thank you all for uniting with us as we talk about all things fandom. Please give us a rate or review wherever you listen so we can have with more fans out there on the Chip and Company Podcast Network. Follow UWF on Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitter, and Discord to have more fun with us. And who knows, you might be asked to be a guest judge to help us with some tiebreakers. Bryan, I would vote for you I just want to make it clear. I would vote for you for Ryan Reynolds lookalike. Like number one.
It depends on who's competing, I suppose. We have the same color hair. That's about all we got.
I mean, Charlie Chaplin, I think, what is it? He entered a Charlie Chaplin contest, lookalike contest, and he placed third. So, what do people know? Okay? What do people know? That's right, friends. This is a rewind episode. But before that, we got fresh news for you. So stick around, and here we go. Bryan, we are talking about Ryan Reynolds. Deadpool and Wolverine are coming up. But we did just get a new Marvel trailer for the Falcon. Sorry, Captain America.
Jeez.
Brave New World. Yeah. Wait, no, not Brave New World. What am I thinking of? New World Order.
No, it's Brave New World.
Is it Brave New World?
New World Order is the old name.
That's right. Thank you. This is why I have Bryan, guy in the chair. The preview, I'm going to start. It blew me away. I don't remember the last time a Marvel preview. I mean, Deadpool and Wolverine did. But before that, I don't remember a preview that hit me as hard. I think with the Marvels trailer, first off, I enjoyed the Marvels. But I think that preview, had people going, it kind of looks Disney Plus-ish. This one, you could tell, is going to be an epic Marvel movie. You and I had talked about, I was scared of the huge budget, and I'm going, who can live up to that? Then I saw the preview. Can't wait.
Yeah, it looks a lot better than I anticipated it looking. I didn't know what to expect. It looks more Falcon and Winter Soldier, which we'll talk about here again in just a minute. But it looks more Falcon and Winter Soldier, kind of I don't know, like Harrison Ford, I'm just excited about. I did get tricked by people photoshopping that there was a president portrait behind Harrison Ford, that it was Leslie Nielsen from Scary Movie 3 as a callback to Harrison Ford as the president in Scary Movie 3. But that wasn't actually real, and I was kind of bummed because I was kind of excited about that. But anyway, no, Harrison Ford, the whole shave the mustache or lose the mustache or lose the election is funny. I'm excited about it. It's a great teaser poster with the shield and just the Red Hulk hand holding it. Really cool poster. Really cool shot of the Red Hulk at the end. I'm in, man. Like I'm super in.
Yeah, that's currently the background on my phone.
I'm gonna miss Bucky. I'm gonna be honest. But we've got Bucky 3 months later. We've got Bucky 3 months later in the Thunderbolts, so it'll work out.
I know. Well, there's rumors that Green Hulk's going to pop up there, Black Panther. I mean, we do get a new Falcon. That's in the preview real quick.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we knew that was coming because he was in He was in Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like, he got the wings and everything. Like, it's Danny Ramirez, who Marvel got in on the ground floor, not quite as ground floor as Top Gun Maverick, but kind of back to back. He's in both of those. That dude's a rising star.
Bryan, you brought up Top Gun Maverick and now Harrison Ford having to shave the mustache. Could we one day ever see Bryan with a mustache?
Absolutely not.
Is that your decision or the family decision?
I'm not. That's a me decision. My wife wants me to have a beard. Like, I might go full beard one at one point in my life, but I'm not straight mustache. I'm not Matthew or Miles Teller.
Yeah. Listeners, please let us know if you think Bryan should go mustache, beard, or stay babyface Bryan. Sticking with Marvel, and I brought up Deadpool and Wolverine, which Bryan and I will be seeing together. Yay!
And reviewing on United We Fan, the very next episode, spoiler review. We'll go non-spoiler the first few minutes, and then we're going to go full spoiler review right after Deadpool. And
if you're seeing the movie at AMC Disney Springs, please say hey to us. We love to see our fellow fans geeking out. Deadpool and Wolverine did release their track list. I am a little surprised there's no Nickelback on it.
Yeah, so I just sent this to you, not positive that you have seen it, but I want to take over for a second.
The game where everything's made up and the points don't matter.
Ooh.
They released the Van Jams for Deadpool and Wolverine, a.k.a. the soundtrack for the film. What four are you most excited about that are on this list?
Like I'm excited to see in the movie?
Yeah.
I'm with you, Avril Lavigne. The Greatest Show from The Greatest Showman.
I cannot wait for that. It's gonna be so funny.
How is Iris in there? Bye 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 from NSYNC. You Belong to Me.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Bye Bye Bye. The Lady in Red. We know who Lady in Red's going to be, and it's going to be very fun. Well, no, I mean, we know it's Lady Deadpool.
Yeah.
Do you have a guess as to who Lady Deadpool will be?
I'm really hoping it's Blake Lively.
I assume it's Blake Lively. If it's Taylor Swift, people are going to lose their mind, and I think it's a non-zero chance. I don't expect it, but I think it's possible. But it's probably Blake Lively.
Please, listeners, go watch Blake Lively movies like The Shallows. I think it's a simple favor. That woman is talented and can act. But go ahead, Bryan.
Green Lantern. Bye Bye Bye, Lady in Red, Greatest Show. Like, I mean, if they get Hugh Jackman to sing The Greatest Show, like I'm so excited. And then You're the One That I Want, straight from Grease. Like, I'm so excited about that. So That was good for Marvel. Like, Marvel is... The marketing team has not done anything like this before. It's very Deadpool, very Fox kind of stuff. There's apparently an Xbox controller that looks like Deadpool's back end, which my little brother said I'm 12-year-old humor for finding that funny. I still find it very, very funny.
Yep.
So I'm all there. Like, I cannot wait for this movie.
They also came out with posters that are inspired by the Red Hulk holding Cap's shield. It's the Green Hulk holding Wolverine's mask.
I think that was like Boss Logic or like fan art. I don't think it was like an official
was it fan art.
Yeah. Because I don't think they would ever spoil the fact that Hulk's in this film if he is or not.
He got me. They got me. Whatever. Yeah, it was funny though. I mean, part of me is still waiting for that Hulk versus Wolverine. Who knows?
Yeah. So. No, I mean, I think Hulk appearing in this film is a non-zero chance. Like, I think there's going to be some legit surprises.
I'm hoping it's Edward Norton. I really am. So, it's going to be great times for Marvel. Lots of exciting things are coming. So I'm excited. I hope everyone else is excited. On the other side of the fence, James Gunn, some pictures have been popping up of his Superman movie, whether it's the Superman logo. Christopher Reeves' son was on set. The suit looks great. I'm excited for Superman. And so please let us know what comic book fun you're excited for, and let us know if we're missing out on anything comic booky. And then on Disney Plus,
We're missing one more piece of comic book news information.
Ooh, what?
Avengers 5 and Avengers 6. The good news is that coming along with this, there was rumors yesterday that Michael Waldron was out as the writer for Avengers, and I'm like so excited about that because Michael Waldron, like, get out of here. You wrote Multiverse of Madness. I don't want you around my stuff anymore.
I thought he wrote Quantumania.
I think he did.
Am I wrong?
He wrote Loki. He definitely wrote Multiverse of Madness. I think he was involved in Quantumania as well.
Oof.
But yeah, no thanks. If the Russos are back. Like the Hollywood Reporter is saying they're negotiating. Once this hits the market, like it's a done deal. This coming right on the heels of San Diego Comic-Con Hall H panel for Marvel Studios on July 27th. Again, we will also do a United We Fan talking about all of San Diego Comic-Con and everything that comes out of there, particularly the Marvel Studios stuff. This coming on the heel, or just before that, like this is a done deal. The Russos are coming back for Avengers 5 and Avengers 6. Probably with them come Marcus and McFeely, who were the writers of Captain America 1, 2, 3, and Infinity War and Endgame. Like this is a massive, massive get for Marvel to get back to what made the MCU. Like it's super, super exciting. I can't wait for it.
Yeah. The MCU has been humbled lately, and I think they need a closer that they know they can rely on. So, yeah.
But I think if Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine is as good as people are saying it is, like we might be back, Jack.
I mean, I did see also, Brian, I want to hear, and listeners, obviously, let me know your thoughts. Doctor Strange 3 is coming along, and they want Sam Raimi to come back. Do you want Sam Raimi to come back?
No.
I don't either.
It won't surprise me if he does, because they like trying to work with the same people, and I think they get along. I mean, Feige was an executive producer all the way back to the original Spider-Man film with Raimi. They've known each other for a long time. I think Multiverse of Madness, again, is just a legitimately terrible film, and I do not want that back, but I do expect it.
I mean, I feel bad if there's a strong female character in the third Doctor Strange. Sam Raimi does not really direct female characters well. I think he's not bad, but I mean, just look at it. Kirsten Dunst, she just kind of screamed, ran in the Spider-Man trilogy. America Chavez just came off real annoying in the movie and just ran and screamed.
Rachel McAdams had really dumb dialogue.
Yeah. So, I hope Sam Raimi figures out how to direct female Marvel characters because they're supposed to be strong. So, but anywho, I mean, if you want to refresh on Doctor Strange, it's on Disney Plus, just like The Acolyte is on Disney Plus and just finished season 1 and maybe the only season. Currently sitting at I think it's below 4 on IMDb out of 10. It's The Acolyte. I think people are definitely review bombing it. I wouldn't give it below a 4, but I
wouldn't give it much above a 5.
I think I gave it a 5.
It's not good. Like it just wasn't. The story was incoherent. The motivations of the 4 main characters when we got to the final episode were not clear. Didn't make any sense. There were some cool visuals in the finale. Like, don't get me wrong. Not getting too spoilery. There's also a gigantic cameo, not the one at the end, but the one near the beginning. Massive, massive deal. And I just wish it was handled more properly.
Which one are you talking about?
There was a man with yellow eyes in a cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a massive.
I'm just a young Padawan. Listeners, I'm sorry if I didn't get that one. Bryan is my Jedi Master.
You have a spoiler alert. Skip 15 seconds ahead, just in case. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. That's Darth Plagueis.
Oh, I was kind of wondering if that's who that was.
So, Anyway,
I kind of guessed that. Thank you. All right.
the fact that that is the live action debut of said person is super annoying to me, to be honest. They aired that episode like they sure think they're getting a season 2, and it did maybe just enough teasing that I guess if it's going to get improved, I would want a season 2, but I'm out on this show. I think the acting was poor, set design was poor, execution was poor, the story was built upon a very flimsy backstory that they told in the wrong order at the wrong pace.
Yeah, honestly, I was a little annoyed at the cameo at the very end. I'm going, oh my God, are you hoping that saves you? And it just kind of annoyed me.
I mean, it is what it is. It was
Brian,
not surprising for me.
I want to ask you, this is probably another spoiler. I'm sorry. So it's about a lightsaber question that happened in the final episode. So possible spoiler. I don't think it's too bad.
I mean, if you haven't listened to it yet, like if you haven't watched it yet, you probably don't care enough. So,
Yeah.
listen.
Brian, is that a Star Wars thing that Kyber crystal can change like that?
Yeah, so it's called bleeding the kyber crystal. It's never been, and everybody's biggest thing is, well, then why didn't Anakin's kyber crystal bleed when he killed the younglings until he fought Obi-Wan? Bleeding the kyber crystal is a fairly new thing. You actually have to physically hold it in your hand for it to happen. That's part of it, or at least be able to touch it. The very first instance of a kyber crystal bleeding and changing from blue to red, or any color to red, was in Charles Soule's Darth Vader comic book run from 2017. That comic book is absolutely incredible, goes into extreme detail of how the process goes. It's very difficult for Darth Vader to do it. We do it again if you play Jedi Survivor on PlayStation 5 or Xbox, whatever the new one is. Jedi Survivor, you bleed it, you can see a kyber crystal get bled as well. And then this is the first instance of seeing it in live action. Cool visually, super problematic with what's been established in previous Star Wars iterations because it happened so simply.
Yeah.
But it looked dope.
I don't want to get too long on this, but I'll even say when they finally decided to explain what happened with the witches and the Jedi,
that's it?
Oh,
yeah, that's
okay.
it. Yeah, no, it was for everybody to live with such a guilty conscience over something that was so tiny.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like the King Tommen that jumps out of the window in Game of Thrones. What's his name? Master Torben. We explain why his face is so jacked up, but then for the next 10 years, like A, how does he ever become a master? B, what did he have to feel guilty about? That they broke into a temple? Like it was very flimsy.
Can I also say his hairpiece and beard when he's there meditating just looks so bad.
Set design and a very little of this $180 million budget was warranted.
Brian, rank. There's 6 Star Wars live action series. Rank them for me from best to worst.
Andor 1.
Ooh.
Mando 2.
Nice.
Ahsoka 3.
Yes.
Book of Boba Fett 4.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan 5. Acolyte 6.
I have no problem with that list. I might rearrange Andor and Mandalore, but I love your list. I can't believe it. Wow. I thought you were going to fire me up by putting Obi-Wan high up.
No, we've had this discussion. Obi-Wan tramples canon almost as bad as the Acolyte.
That's just it. Obi-Wan, we're getting on a rant. Anywho, friends, it is on Disney Plus. If you're feeling it, go for it. If the force is not strong with you because this one was kind of a swing and a miss, then check out Angels in the Outfield, now streaming on Disney Plus. I just rewatched it. I'm a huge baseball fan, like movie wise. So I checked it out, and there's some parts that you're like, okay, but overall, I still enjoy Angels in the Outfield. if you're a fan of Angels in the Outfield, The Rookie, Little Big League, and The Sandlot, I think that's a good little movie marathon night for you. So, I mean, it's the only good thing the Angels really have going for them right now. Bryan, will you be checking out Angels in the Outfield?
Already did.
Did you flap your wings with
I love
the movie?
that movie. I love that movie. I actually bought it from Amazon on like DVD last year. It's like the last DVD I bought in a long time. But because it wasn't available.
Yeah. So Angels in the Outfield. Oh my God. Wasn't there a spin-off? Like there was Angels in the End Zone or something like that?
Yeah, it was. I think that was like an ABC Family, like Wonderful World of Movies, like original or whatever.
Ugh.
Somewhere around garbage picking, field goal kicking, Philadelphia phenomenon.
And then we just had the All-Star game where the American League won because of a home run from one of my Red Sox players. Thank you, Duran. Bryan, did you watch the national anthem from the home run derby or the All-Star game?
Yes, I watched first round of the home run derby and was in time for the national anthem. Outside of that, no. Any time that I have not been working, I've simply been playing college football 25.
Nice.
But I saw some of the home run derby, none of the All-Star game. It's fine.
Yeah, I watched some of the derby, some of the All-Star game. I can tell you I did watch on Netflix Beverly Hills Cop 4, Axel F. I love how it's just Axel F. And Bryan, I got to tell you, I laughed. The action was good. It was 80s action movie fun. And it might end up in my top 10 for the year. That's how much I enjoyed it.
Wow.
Right? So check it out.
It's better than Beverly Hills Cop 3 then.
Oh, man. Even though that movie has a cameo from George Lucas, yes, it is. I watched the Zac Efron, Nicole Kidman, A Family Affair. I was expecting a rom-com, and it's more of a rom-dramedy, leaning more towards the drama. It was okay.
I hear it's terrible.
I wouldn't say terrible, but they definitely shortchanged it and did not it definitely could have been better. So check them out. They're on Netflix. And Bryan, I got a hot take.
Feeling hot.
The Emmy nominations are out. By the way, friends, I'm apparently not in touch with what the Emmy Academy thinks is great because I've hardly watched any of it. The Bear, most nominated in 1 year show under the comedy category for season 2. Bryan, listeners, let us know. We're going to do a poll on either X, Twitter, or Instagram. Bryan, The Bear to me is not a comedy. It outdid 30 Rock for the most nominations. 30 Rock is a comedy. The Bear is a drama, and I guess I don't know. When I hear that The Bear is competing against Abbott Elementary and What We Do in the Shadows, and what is it, Only Murders? I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I remember having this debate around The Bear season 1 as well, when it was nominated a bunch up against Ted Lasso and other things. Like, it was nominated for comedy back then too. Do I laugh multiple times per episode of The Bear? Yeah, I do. Does that make it a comedy? No. I don't think so. But while we're talking about it,
Feeling hot.
The Bear season 3 is too artsy and not for me.
I haven't started yet.
I'm halfway through it, and the pacing of the first episode drove me insane. And it's getting 8.9 reviews. People really like it. It's background elevator music for 28 minutes straight. And it's way too artsy this season. And I also just don't understand the passion of food people. So that's part of it too. And that's kind of the whole show in general. But this one, there's background music constantly. It's like we're at a ballet. It's gotten too artsy. Am I going to finish it? Yeah, I'm halfway through episode 3. There's still a lot of really good stuff in it. But when compared to season 1 or season 2, this one, it's just too self-aware, too full of itself this time around.
Good to know. I mean, there's not a show that has nothing but perfect seasons. So every show at some point has a slump. So who knows? This might be it.
I wouldn't necessarily call this a slump for most people. I think it's getting, again, really good reviews. It's just not the same. I don't know how to really phrase it.
It's good to know. Good to know. Well, Bryan, this episode we're rewinding, as we told you. Going to talk about our Ryan Reynolds episode from the United We Fan archives. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Hey guys, Dislife Mark here, and I want to tell you all about the official travel partner here at Chip & Company. Let our good friend Sarah at Destination to Travel help you plan your next Disney vacation. Sarah specializes in planning dream vacations for your family. She's an authorized Disney vacation planner, and she can help with every step of your magical vacation. The best thing is that her services are 100% free. Want to travel beyond Disney? Sarah has you covered there too. Want to find out more? Fill out a trip request form over at the website at Chip & Co. or email her directly at sarahsolberg@d2travel.com. Start planning that dream vacation today. Email her at sarahsolberg@d2travel.com.
This episode of United We Fan, the podcast, we are going to be talking about Ryan Reynolds. And Bryan and I are very excited for this. Originally, it was just going to be some of our favorite Ryan Reynolds films. And then we were like, you know what, let's do some comic book Ryan Reynolds. So we are, for everyone out there, we are going to be focusing on Ryan Reynolds, the comic book star. But if you love it, you want more of it, then who knows? Ryan Reynolds, we could talk about him all day long. But, Bryan, we need to let our friends know what our Ryan Reynolds Mount Rushmores are. You know what? I'm going to guess. I know I said I wouldn't, but I want to guess, Bryan, your Mount Rushmore of Ryan Reynolds movies. All right? All right. So there's 4. So give me 6 guesses. All right. Here we go. Ready? Yes. Just Friends. Okay. Deadpool 1. The Proposal? Yeah.
Sorry, I meant this one.
Oh, yeah, they both hurt. Wow, you just had to jab them both in. Oh, my God. All right. So 2 of 3. Man. Oh gosh. Free Guy? All right, so 3 of 4. Detective Pikachu?
I don't hate that movie though. I do kind of like Detective Pikachu, to be honest.
All right. So last one. Oh. Deadpool 2. All right. Okay.
It took 6
I'm ready
guesses.
for our live show. You all won't hear this until after, but Bryan and I are going to be playing Family Feud tonight on this Div Life podcast, so I'm warming up for that.
Which is really
Bryan,
going to throw people off when that shows up on the United We Fan feed before this.
Ooh. Mind-blowing. Bryan, you want to try to guess mine?
The Proposal?
Yep. Oh, you want to give yourself a ding?
Deadpool 1.
Yep.
Free Guy.
No, but so good.
Free Guy was good.
So good.
It wasn't perfect, but it was fun like it was supposed to be.
Yep.
Just Friends.
Yep. So there's 3.
I know the way you reacted to Deadpool 2 being on mine. It won't be.
Are
you really going to go Green Lantern?
I thought about the director's cut of Green Lantern because for everyone out there, I do enjoy that, but no, it did not make my Mount Rushmore. So one more guess.
Last one. I'm going to go with. I got nothing.
Definitely maybe. Yeah, it's kind of like the movie version. I think it came out, but no, it came out maybe before it. It's if there was a movie version of How I Met Your Mother, this is it. So definitely maybe Rachel Weisz is in it, the one who's being advertised on all the Black Widow promotions now. Oh, awkward. So, anyways, but yeah,
I didn't realize the change.
Deadpool, The Proposal, Just Friends, and definitely maybe under mine. But Bryan, you brought up Green Lantern, and we are talking about Ryan Reynolds, the comic book star. He didn't start with Green Lantern, but we're going to talk about Green Lantern first. So everyone, if you need to skip, please don't. Listen to my words. Listen to me. So much time has gone by from the last time you've seen Green Lantern.
Not for me.
It has gotten better. There is a director's cut with a whopping 7 extra minutes. Now, it's not a difference between a PG-13 and a rated R, but you do get more of Taika Waititi. He is in it. It is the first time Ryan Reynolds and him got to bro out. So that is in it. Here's what I'll say. I'm gonna throw some like giggles out there. Man, I found a movie replica of the Green Lantern ring from that movie at my local comic book store. Bought it, love it, I wear it so much. But anyways, I was Team Bradley Cooper. He was one of the rumored frontrunners to play Green Lantern. And I love the character of Green Lantern, read a lot. I thought Bradley Cooper would have been a perfect Hal Jordan. Ryan Reynolds would have been a great Guy Gardner, but nobody liked Guy Gardner, so I'm okay with us not getting a Guy Gardner. So, Bryan, would you have liked it more had it been Bradley Cooper as Hal Jordan? Do you think it would have been maybe a better film?
I don't know if it would have been better. I don't think it would have been worse either.
Yeah.
I'm good with either. I like Bradley Cooper a lot, so I don't know if it would have been any better or worse though.
I just feel like Ryan Reynolds, he was still trying to figure out his acting voice. And, you saw it in Blade Trinity. You saw it in Wolverine, X-Men Origins. He had a certain style, and that's great for Hannibal King and Deadpool, Wade Wilson and all that. But for Green Lantern, it's not Hal Jordan. But overall, the film, Mark Strong was brilliant as Sinestro. You know what irks me? I didn't have any problem with his animated suit. I know he makes fun of it now, but with the glowing flame effect of the Green Lantern logo on his chest. And here's what I have to say to all of you fans out there now. Spider-Man suit is whole lot of CGI. Iron Man suit, once after the second one, became a whole lot of CGI. Those Endgame Time Warp suits, CGI. What do you got to say about it now? You all were hating on his green CGI suit.
They don't look the same. I mean, that's what we're going to say to that. Like, this movie, from a CGI standpoint, feels to me like it's like 1993.
What?
The CGI in this movie is a nightmare.
Well, they did after the trailer came out. Fans blasted it, especially his mask. They went back, had to pour more money on that. Not as much money as Henry Cavill's mustache. Wait, did I say it right, Bryan, or did I say it wrong?
No, Henry Cavill, You're good.
Yes. Not as much as his mustache fiasco, but man, DC, come on. But I will admit I didn't have a problem when they were on Oa, the home planet for Green Lantern. I thought everything looked pretty great there. But when he's flying, the CGI wasn't that great on there.
The Guardians, I don't think they look good at all. Like, there's several things within the film. Like, honestly, the shot of Parallax coming into the hangar in the third act, that's some of the better shots of the movie, and they still struggle. I said, I watched you're correct. It has been years since I've given this film a fair shake.
Yeah.
Story wise, I was actually okay. It was just a CGI disaster.
Why can't you all just be happy? Because this is where Ryan Reynolds met his future wife, the truly amazing Blake Lively, who should be Oscar nominated. But anyways, I won't go into that rant.
You beat me to it. We owe this film to their love story, so this film belongs, if for no other reason.
Yes. So Green Lantern, give it another shot. Try to go in there with an open mind. Just remember how much you love Taika and Ryan Reynolds. I feel like it also suffered from a lack of a good villain. Mark Strong as Sinestro would have been amazing in the second movie, but we're not going to get it. He was perfectly cast, but you had weak villains. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the CGI is perfect. No, there's flaws, but just I did not, when I saw it, and even now, I did not have a problem with the CGI suit. I think it's kind of what you have to do for Green Lantern with how it goes on and everything.
Yeah,
so,
the suit didn't honestly bother me. The shot of him in front of the sun, that's a cool shot. Like, they spent the most money on that shot, and it was worth it because it was in the trailers and everything else. What I don't remember is after the middle of the movie, Taika's gone. Like, we never get him back. So you talk about those 7 extra minutes in the director's cut. Like, is it in the back half of the film? Because he just disappears.
He's got a little more screen time. I think the extra time is dedicated more towards Hal's dad. So for you, Mr. Top Gun fan, and your Goose obsession,
yeah, buddy,
you will hopefully Danger Zone. Man, I'm so excited for Maverick. But you'll probably like it more because you get to see more of his dad and that storyline, and it's not 100% concrete. Like, that storyline was still a little forced, but you see more of the dad. Taika, you get him like helping him out a little bit more here and there, arranging some stuff. But man, he is dropped. I didn't think about that. He does get dropped.
He just goes away. Like, my wife's like, "Is that Taika?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he's in this movie." And then like we watched like the last 45 minutes, and he like never came back. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, well, he was there."
Man, he's got like the fro going on and the Geek Squad glasses. I'm digging it. So
yeah, he looks
Green
like
Lantern,
that guy he looks like that guy from the IT Crowd. What's his name?
Spot on. I know, I can't think of it, but I just know the gif with him eating the popcorn when things are going wrong.
Yeah, Richard Ayoade.
There you go.
He looks a lot
Look
like
at
Richard
you,
Ayoade.
Speedy. I don't know if this is a hot take, but if I threw this one in the DC EU, it would not be at the bottom for me. I would still have it above the Suicide Squad. I would have it above Wonder Woman.
You would have it above what?
Suicide Squad.
Not the Suicide Squad. Suicide.
Oh, sorry. Above the Will Smith Suicide Squad.
The 2016 one. Okay.
Yes. The David Ayer one. I'd have it above Wonder Woman 1984. I would have it above, man, this makes me sad a little bit. I would have it above Batman v Superman.
Yay!
Dawn of Justice.
I'm so proud of you.
I would have it way the heck. Am I allowed to swear? Way the hell above Joss Whedon's Justice League. Then after that, I'd have to think about it. But I would have it above those. So I don't know if that's a hot take. Brian, am I feeling hot on that? Or is that okay?
I'm not going to play it because I, for the most part, agree. Wonder Woman 1984 is actually my least favorite DCEU film because of the anticipation coming into it on top of just how poor the film was for me. Suicide Squad for sure. I'd put it on the level of Joss Whedon's Justice League. Like, I would.
Wow.
It's about the same. Like, if you told me I could watch one or the other, I think I'd pick Green Lantern just because it's shorter.
Oh, hey, whatever. You're watching it,
but they're kind of on the same level for me. Like, Aquaman's better. Birds of Prey is better. So yeah, right. Like, I would agree with right where you put it in the DCEU.
Yeah, so give Green Lantern a chance. In Brightest Day and Blackest Night, Green Lantern will not destroy your delight. Ooh,
One last thing about Green Lantern is I do like Viola Davis as Amanda Waller more than I do Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett just was not given a good script for Amanda Waller in Green Lantern.
She's a great actress, but yeah, they gave her crap for writing.
Yep.
But I mean, not all Ryan Reynolds comic book movies were perfect. Blade Trinity, if you want to read some fun stuff about the making of a movie, Blade Trinity is one. He always goes, I never actually met Wesley Snipes or worked with Wesley Snipes. I worked with Blade. He said that in a press conference. Wesley Snipes made that production rather difficult. David S. Goyer, was the writer director on that. He's worked on, several. I mean, he worked on the Dark Knight movies. He worked on several of the DC movies. So he's good stuff. Knows his comic books. Blade Trinity. I did a Blade trilogy marathon a couple months ago, and man, that movie did not age well. I still have the music album to that movie, which is dated, but I can't wait for our new Blade movie. Bryan, when does the new Blade come out? Next year?
Rumor is 2023.
Yeah.
I don't think we're getting it next year.
The first Blade movie still holds up well, but anyways, this is about Ryan Reynolds. He was Hannibal King. He was really good. Him and Jessica Biel. I felt like there was some fun chemistry, but I think also the problems with the production kind of drove them to have a good friendship. But Blade Trinity, I feel like if you just watch it here and there, yeah. But Bryan, no, not feeling that one. I mean, if you're not feeling that one, there's of course his first appearance as Wade Wilson in Wolverine X-Men Origins when they had planned for a Wolverine, a Magneto, and a Storm Origins movie, and none of that happened. So he's in it. You get glimpses of him as the Wade Wilson we like, him having fun, like them on the plane, poking fun with his BFF, Hugh Jackman. And then just speaking of characters who kind of disappear, he disappears and then becomes Weapon X. And I'm so glad he got made fun of. It just, man.
Literally murdered by Deadpool in the post-credit scene of Deadpool 2.
So good. But Wolverine X-Men Origins, I went back, part of that, just to watch it. Hasn't aged too much better. I think there's some bad casting in that and some misdirection. Talk about some bad CGI. But yeah, enough of that. We got better X-Men movies from it. Ryan Reynolds definitely learned a lot. And luckily for us, a little teaser audition for a Deadpool kind of show them the direction they wanted. Luckily leaked out on the internet, became a huge hit. Not as big as the Spider-Man trailer, but darn tootin' it was big enough to get Fox to go, oh man, we got something here. Let's make this a movie. And we got Deadpool. And it wasn't our first rated R movie, comic book movie. We have Kick-Ass to thank for that. So, which I thoroughly enjoy both Kick-Ass movies. So, but we got more rated R movies. We had Birds of Prey was rated R. I can't forget Logan. So Hugh Jackman, I'm sure he's thinking Ryan Reynolds a little bit. But Deadpool, Bryan, take it away. It's on both of our Mount Rushmores, and you actually have both Deadpools on your Mount Rushmore. So the first one, could anyone else have played Deadpool?
I mean, I'm not going to be so short-sighted to say no, but I don't know who could have. Could have pulled it off in the same manner. Ryan Reynolds is Wade Wilson is Deadpool. They go so hand in hand now. If you go through Ryan Reynolds' IMDb, the amount of times he's appeared as Deadpool in short films and commercials, and that short thing he did with Korg and Taika Waititi just a couple weeks ago was super, super funny. But Deadpool 1, like you said, it opened up a whole new. It wasn't our first rated R comic book movie, but it was the first one that was willing to go for it in the same manner. I love Colossus. Negasonic Teenage Warhead was a fun character. I just think they did a lot of fun. It also gave us Gina Carano before she was on The Mandalorian. She did the superhero landing. Just everything with Colossus, the way they structured the film and where it opened and then kind of going back. And it truly was a love story. If I remember correctly, Mark, didn't this movie come out on Valentine's Day?
It came out on Valentine's Day, and I waited in line to go see the premiere of it. Disney Springs was packed, and they asked parents not to take kids to go see it. It's not your typical comic book movie, and everyone in line kind of scolded all those parents who took their kids to this rated R movie opening night.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I love Dopinder, I think the character of Weasel was a lot of fun. That has become a little bit problematic at this point, but the Dopinder cracked me up. I mean, Ajax was a fun villain. The way they actually told the story of why he did what he did and how he became Deadpool was told really, really well. The visuals were amazing. It jumped off the screen how just miserable and creepy that entire laboratory was. It was really, really good storytelling. It's a really good movie.
It was really good. The laughs, I did a double feature for this episode, and the laughs are still there in the first one. I love the love story because I haven't read any Deadpool. So it was like a weak area for me. I just know a lot of people love him. And from what I did know, I was like, how can you have a love story with Deadpool? Like who? But that story worked so well. Ajax as a villain. What is he? He's a cleaning spray.
He's a dish soap.
He's a dish soap. I thought that was a good villain. That highway chase scene that was part of the kind of audition proposal for Fox, the extended version made it into the movie, and I think it's something straight out of a comic book. It's also perfectly filmed for an action scene, but just some of the little things are in it because you get a taste of it in the beginning of the movie, and then we actually go to it later in the movie, and I think that's just it's a great action scene.
Yeah. It's as irreverent as it's supposed to be, but it's over the top. Like that's the point though, but it's so hard to quote unquote critique the film for being over the top or taking you out of it because it's designed to do all of those things all at the same time. Like he breaks the fourth wall, he talks to the audience, just all of that kind of stuff is really funny and really original for this type of film genre. For me, I love it. And do you believe the conspiracies that Ryan Reynolds is the one that leaked it? It was on his official Twitter feed. I don't know if it was the first place, but I think he was at least part of the leak.
I don't think anything happens with Deadpool without Ryan Reynolds. I'll answer it like that.
That's fair.
So, but yeah, I mean, the film is great. It's an 8. It's 8 even on IMDb. You know me, I love to do my IMDb ratings. Bryan, over, under, or is 8 pretty spot on for you for this movie?
I'd go 8.5, maybe. I'd probably honestly give this one a 9 and give Deadpool 2 an 8.5. So, I mean, just a little bit under.
Yeah, I gave it an 8. So it's right there for me. It's good stuff. Marina Baccarin, I'm so sorry if I butcher your name. She, of course, plays Vanessa. And at the time, I was watching Gotham, and she's on that. Yeah. So this was a very different character from Gotham for her. So good for her. TJ Miller, he's done some idiotic things in the real world, but I think his character as Weasel, yeah, like you mentioned, it's kind of problematic, but him and Ryan Reynolds do have some good scenes together. I dig the film, and I know that, Brian, it's time for a Random Rushmore.
Right after this word from our sponsors.
Is Disney World home to you? Realtor Victor Naraki can help make it a reality. Realtor Victor Naraki specializes in making your Disney home dreams come true. Second homes, investment homes, retirement, relocation. With Victor's input, he will show you the home opportunities that you don't get to see as a tourist. Imagine being at the park in minutes, walking around the World Showcase for daily exercise, watching the fireworks in your own backyard, or having Disney Springs as your local mall. Have you ever heard of Windermere, Winter Garden, Horizon West, Dr. Phillips, Claremont, Lake Nona, or Disney's own Celebration and Golden Oak? Victor will introduce you to these communities, which are just minutes to the magic. Stop imagining a Disney life and start living your dream today. Call Victor at 407-340-9375. And don't forget to mention that you heard all about Victor here on the Chip and Company Podcast Network. Head over to celebratingflorida.com and start living your magical life today.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Game where everything's made up and the points don't matter.
All right, Bryan. Never let anyone say that we aren't basic. I am going to find out, and for everyone playing at home, Bryan is a smarty pants. I'm going to pants him by asking him a random Rushmore to keep him off guard. That is always my goal, and hopefully we have fun with it. So, Bryan, this one is a basic Rushmore. I want to know, what are your favorite top 4 Rushmore pumpkins? So, what I mean by this is, I will go first. My favorite pumpkins, I like pumpkin pie, pumpkin seeds, Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King, and then, you know what? Good pumpkin candle. That's good. I'll go with that. That'll be my Rushmore. So, Bryan, when you think pumpkins, are you thinking like jack-o'-lanterns? Are you thinking of, what is it, Pumpkinhead, that bad horror movie? Are you a basic pumpkin-flavored coffee Starbucks person? You liking some pie? Ooh, there's the little pumpkin candies. I remember those. Those are good. Oh, man. No, it's still not making my list. So, Bryan, when you're thinking of pumpkins, I mean, besides thinking of me, what other pumpkins are you thinking of?
I will not be able to come up with 4. I know it. I don't care that much about Halloween. I don't like pumpkin-flavored anything. I know that'll shock you. I will go with Mickey Pumpkins at the Magic Kingdom.
So good.
I will go with the Pumpkin Stagecoach in Cinderella.
Oh.
I will go with...
You don't like pumpkin pie?
Jack-o'-lanterns. I do not like pumpkin pie. I don't like the consistency. I don't like the flavor. I don't like anything about pumpkin pie.
I forgot who I was talking to about food.
Yep.
I'm going to have to talk to your dad about this.
Yeah. Pumpkin seeds. I will go with those. Roasted and I will go with that. And then my 4th will go with jack-o'-lanterns.
That's fun.
That's all
do you and your kids do some jack-o'-lantern carving?
Not well.
No, that's okay.
I like the little plastic pieces that you can buy and just shove them in and make your pumpkin look like Spider-Man. It's a lot easier for me.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was our random Rushmore. I see Bryan is not basic, so I'll have to think of something less basic next time.
Random as they come, that's for sure.
I know. Well, Deadpool 2, we have an extended cut, we have a theatrical cut, we have a PG-13 cut. Bryan, which one would you like to talk about first? Do you have a preferred version, or what you thinking?
I mean, let's just go with the theatrical release first.
Okay.
This movie had a lot of hype coming into it. I mean, it's been several years, so at this point, I feel like we're allowed to say it. I think it was kind of a bummer that they killed Vanessa so early in the film. I do like how she was able to come back and kind of be that guiding light for him still. But this movie was a bit of a tough watch. If the first one was over the top, to be over the top, then this one definitely did that. Again, I think they did a good job from a villain standpoint. Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds was still the same guy that he always is. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, Cable's amazing. I think they were hurt by Cable being played by Josh Brolin only because it was coming around so close between Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame and him being Thanos. I do like the trailers and how they left the green arm on him before they did all the visual effects. I love what they did with the Toy Story characters in the trailer. Like, there was all that kind of stuff that they built around. I will say that Julian Dennison as Fire Fist is my biggest hang-up with this film.
Yes, thank you.
I don't care for his character. They literally took the same character from Hunt for the Wilder People and just put him in the film and said, do the same thing. He even does the Biggie Smalls rap. I didn't care for Fire Fist really much at all. I do absolutely love and always will love, not only was Juggernaut in this film, but Ryan Reynolds played Juggernaut in this film. I think that was a lot of fun. The Icebox was really, really fun, but my biggest hang-up that separates Deadpool 2 from Deadpool 1 for me is the existence of Fire Fist.
I'm with you, and I don't want our listeners to ever think we're like those angry podcasters. Julian Dennison is.
Is it Julian?
Is it Julian or Julian? Oh man,
I assumed Julian, but let's throw this out there for either one of us.
Who? That's my bad then.
It very well could be Julian, but I assume Julian.
We'll look that up. We'll do our homework. It's nothing against him. You know, he played the part. I'm happy he got cast in it, but he took me out of so many moments in that movie. Just, I don't know if it was with his character choices or just the way the character was written. It just took me out of it. And like I said, I rewatched the movies and he irritates me less in the movie. And like I said, the character, not the actor, the character. I'm just going to keep not being a troll. And I agree with you. He's probably the biggest weakness of the film. Josh Brolin, I didn't mind, especially since they make fun of the fact that he's not comic book accurate. I love that Deadpool is willing to call that out. Domino in this movie, having the superpower of luck.
Domino.
What's your shtick?
I'm lucky.
That's not a superpower.
Yeah, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
No, it isn't.
It is.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
It really isn't.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
Told you.
Get out of my head!
She was brilliant. Her scene, the whole skydiving scene alone is just...
That scene is what makes this a Ryan Reynolds Mount Rushmore film for me. That skydiving scene, man.
Did we forget to talk about Blind Owl? Did you mention Blind Owl when we were talking about Deadpool 1?
No.
Oh, Blind Owl, I think she's hilarious in both films. I definitely think she brings a whole different comedic aspect with Ryan Reynolds. And then you got Brian. We do have a Brooklyn Nine-Niner in Deadpool 2. So, Nine-Nine! Yeah. Oh, Terry Crews. What a great man. But sadly, are we allowed to spoil? Are we out of the window?
Away, man. It's been friggin' 3 years at this point.
Sadly, X-Force with Terry Crews does not make it. Bill Skarsgård, who is Pennywise from It 1 and 2, he sadly doesn't make it. I remember the first time I watched the movie and the Vanisher gets electrocuted and you see who it is. I'm like, wait, was it? I was like, was that Brad Pitt? Hang on. And of course you're seeing him.
Brad Pitt.
you couldn't in a movie you can't rewind it. So I'm like,
exactly.
That was that Brad Pitt. That was so good on him. I'm glad he does that. I'm glad all of Ryan Reynolds' friends do fun little cameos. It definitely adds a lot to it. And then of course,
the invisible backpack jumps out of the ship. It's the funniest thing to me. Oh my gosh. The X-Force stuff was the entire marketing campaign and they killed them all. And it was amazing.
Well, I will admit the first time the backpack, the joke didn't get me. And then when I saw the second time in the Once Upon a Deadpool, the PG-13 one, then I saw the backpack and I'm like, how did I miss that joke? And then, going on with more cameos, Alan Tudyk and Matt Damon. They're both the rednecks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge Matt Damon fan. Even if it's just a cameo, I'm there. Alan Tudyk, of course, Firefly, and then any voice Pixar and Disney needs, he's there. But of course, Bryan, Mr. Star Wars, who is he in that universe?
Alan Tudyk? He's K2SO.
Yeah.
Did you know that wasn't me?
There we go. Yeah. So Deadpool 2, at first when I saw it, I wasn't as impressed. It's definitely grown on me. I don't like it more than the first one. Brian, I'm surprised it made it into your Mount Rushmore hearing you talk about it. But
there aren't that many Ryan Reynolds films like when you go to his IMDb. There's really not.
See,
so that made the top 4 a little bit more difficult.
Man, when I was younger and really immature, Van Wilder was hilarious to me. Has not aged too well, but he did a movie called He did a movie called Buried, where literally it's him in a coffin, and it will give you anxiety. If you want to see Ryan Reynolds actually act, that movie Buried will do it.
Six Underground was kind of fun on Netflix.
That was a good Netflix movie.
Right.
I'll put it that way. That was a good Netflix movie. Of course, there's the movie Waiting, which anyone who has worked in serving or restaurants, can relate in different ways to that movie Waiting. So yeah, Ryan Reynolds got some fun ones. And then of course, his TV show, was it Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place? That was a cute one. But anyways, Deadpool 2, I first when I saw the PG-13, I like the extended one. If you get a chance to watch the extended cut, I like it. Does it add too much story-wise? No, but it adds a lot more fun. And that's what this movie is. The PG-13 one, Fred Savage, Deadpool, Princess Bride. How can you go wrong? I was a little like, how's this going to work? But the fact that they used the beeping into the jokes made it more hilarious. And then Fred Savage, like, saying the one word and he's just beeping it. It just made it hilarious. So I'm all for the PG-13. I don't think Deadpool should ever be PG-13 as the first option, but it was good to see them make something hilarious PG-13.
Yeah, not as the first option. I agree with that. It's the only Deadpool my wife's ever watched because just the others are just too aggressive for her. But with Princess Bride being one of my top 10 favorite films ever, it was all the references, all the small references that you could pick up on if you knew both films so well and knew the characters. Like, it was funny. It was very funny. I don't think it's something that they should do often, but I think as a one-off, it was a really funny idea.
And it came out at Christmas time. That was the other funny thing about it. So yeah, as a whole, Deadpool 1 and 2, I think are good stuff. Definitely, like I said, opened the door for more adult comic book movies. Hugh Jackman looking at you with Logan, but we're not done yet. Fox, the merger with Disney, we were all worried about it. They said no more of those X-Men movies. We're going to do it on our terms. Ryan Reynolds, I think, has so much respect from Kevin Feige, who, he said he's a fan of it. Even Bob Iger said he doesn't want to touch it or water it down. So if Bobby Iger is cool with it, I'm glad that Disney, Kevin Feige, and Marvel Studios said, we're going to do a third one. We're going to keep it rated R. We're going to let Ryan Reynolds do Ryan Reynolds. So I know he's working on the script. He keeps teasing us. Brian, do you think there's going to be a lot more MCU jokes in this one?
I need to ask, did you just call him Bobby Iger? Are you on that level with him?
Yeah, I mean, if if he's got his business mode on when he looks like he's got the Old Spice laid on thick, that's Robert Iger. When he's doing press events and having fun Disney stuff, Bob Iger. When he's unbuttoning that top collar, Bobby Iger.
All right,
Bobby G.
Enough. Oh, there will absolutely be plenty of MCU references. There's always been a few decent ones. I very much, and I wish it hadn't been in the trailer because I think I would enjoy it even more. You're so dark? Are you sure you're not from the DC universe? I think that is one of the all-time best lines. Before Avengers Endgame came out, I saw an idea that said, and there's no way they would possibly have ever done it, but it would have been an absolute riot, is if the entire battlefield that happens at Avengers Endgame is completely empty, and Deadpool comes running on and goes, "Guys, I'm sorry I'm late. That merger took forever. God. I'm here." I think that would have been an absolute riot, but Kevin Feige has said it is going to fit within the MCU, so the amount of references, I don't even want to know. If we're ever going to get Robert Downey Jr. to appear in another MCU film, I hope that that's it, just for the fun of it.
I mean, I know I enjoyed in the second one when you had the X-Men First Class do that little cameo. That was cute. I did enjoy that. He in the first one was like, "Where are all the X-Men? we couldn't afford any more." So
yeah, Beast is behind the door. He just closes the door.
I dug all that. I love your idea of the battlefield. That'll be, I don't have anything. I think that's pretty great to have him like that. I know some fans were getting their hopes up that he was going to be somewhere in the Avengers Assemble scene. I'm like, no, the deal was done way too late. Plus, I don't think they'd want to do that for such a moment like that. No,
I don't know if
Kevin.
I agree with that. I mean, you could throw him in there. You put Howard the Duck in that scene. You might as well put Deadpool in
Yeah,
there.
but Howard the Duck was already part of the MCU. It wasn't going to be forced.
It's true.
Once you go duck, you never go back. You know?
Give me the tool.
So, but yeah, Deadpool, excited for Deadpool 3. What do you think? 2023? Is that what they're hoping for?
Yes.
Yeah.
At the soonest. No shot next year.
I know Sean Levy, him and Ryan Reynolds have a good relationship. I'm okay if he wants to come in and do it. He did work with him on Free Guy, and that was a visual. I got to say this. Free Guy, took a lot of elements, balanced it well. I dug it a lot, just like the master Steven Spielberg did with Ready Player One. But this is where Space Jam 2 just faltered, not being able to juggle. So good for you, Sean Levy, Ryan Reynolds, for juggling so much in Free Guy. I know they didn't have as many properties as those other ones. Don't come at me. But they still juggled a video game world element type thing like amazingly. So bring on Deadpool 3.
Okay.
The Merc with the Mouth is just really... God, yeah. Man, I'm sorry for the language, people, but it had to be said. Bryan, you can uncover your ears. Well, that concludes this archive episode. Bryan, once again, always a pleasure. We thank you, fellow fans, for uniting with us. For those listeners who want to get in touch with the show, please do so. We're on Instagram, X, Twitter, Facebook, and Discord. Once again, shout out to all of our Discord participants and fans. We appreciate you letting us know your hot takes, Rushmores, and for accepting our invites to be judges. Bryan, let our listeners know where we can get email from them as well.
Yeah, you can shoot us an email at UnitedWeFanPodcast@gmail.com, on Facebook or Instagram. Well, Facebook at United We Fan the Podcast, Instagram at United We Fan Podcast. Come join the Discord. Come talk anything you want to with us. We were talking Home Run Derby all night the other night. It was fun. We roasted the poor girl who sang the national anthem, apparently completely obliterated. So that changes things a little bit. Still does not change the fact that it was the worst national anthem ever.
Yeah. Thank you again. Listen to us wherever you check out your podcasts. Till we unite again, fans, remember, maximum effort.
You may be wondering why the red suit. Well, that's so bad guys can't see me bleed. This guy's got the right idea. He wore the brown pants.